Hello, BookTube. I'm here with my fourth installment of the vintage science fiction eye candy. So I have 10 more paperbacks to show you from the 1960s. And here is Roger Elwood's edited anthology called Alien Worlds. And I don't know who did the cover art. Again, it's something that I did look for. Yeah, just cursory. This is the paperback library. Something that has been pointed out to me. I haven't been showing the stained like foredge and edges here, and this was something that was popular in the '60s, definitely for paperbacks. Not all of them, but it's a nice touch. And there's different colors. There's generally yellow, uh, orangish sort of, and green. And I don't know if any color was wholly specific to a publisher. I'm not sure. But this here, going back to the book itself, this is, I believe it's Roger Elwood's first anthology, originally published in 1964. This is the second printing, 1968. And it includes Afternoon of a Fawn, Eric Frank Russell, The Cosmic Poachers, Philip K. Dick, Dawn Invader, Robert Silverberg, The Last Monster, Paul Anderson, The Far Planet, Robert Bloch, Single Minded by John Bruner, The Stars, My Brothers, Edmund Hamilton, The Brain Stealers of Mars, John W. Campbell, The Man from Beyond, John Wyndham, and of course, Madness from Mars by Clifford D. Simak. And it's got a one-page editorial introduction, and these are generally quite interesting. That's one of the reasons I really like these old anthologies. Like this isn't, by the mid 1960s, there were dozens and dozens of them. And Roger Elwood did edit dozens of them. He also did a few series. I think he did the Orbit series. Memory is a bit faulty there, but he also wrote fiction as well to a greater or lesser extent, maybe lesser extent for quality wise. But yeah, so that's a nice one. Now we move on to something slightly different. It's still a paperback, but it's bigger. Let's see here. See, it's bigger there. It's basically the size of a magazine, more or less, a British magazine. This is Panther Books, and this John Faulkner. Perfect for Faulkner in August. It is actually a pseudonym of Ernest John Gale. And the cover artist for this is John Richards. And there is a staining color, it looks like. It's a bit yellowish. This has a big bump to the corner, and I'm not sure if that happened during moving, because it could have been in the corner of a box that got bumped, or it was like that when I bought it. Panther Books, as I say, this was published 1955, and I think this is he only wrote 2 books, or at least under John Faulkner, and the other book that's listed in here is Untrodden Streets of Time, which predates this one. And it has How to Stop Smoking on the back. So it's very much treated like a magazine. And if you look here, let me see if I can show you. Yeah, there you go. It is stapled. The text block is stapled, and you can see the sort of impression there, and also too, because they're rusting, it's coming through. Yeah, I haven't read that one yet, so I'm not sure. I bought it because of Faulkner name. And have not got around to reading that one yet because that was new to me. Now we go to Robert Silverberg and Ed Eschmiller. Pronunciation Emischwiller. Really cool cover there. It's actually first of at least 2 books, I think. There's like a World's Fair, 1992, and I think this is the first one in a small series of at least a duology, I believe. And the back of it there, that's an interesting book, Doctor to the Stars by Murray Leinster. I might have a copy of that somewhere. But if I do, then we'll show it, especially if it's a 1960s edition. See, this is another stained edge, and this again is, well, it's yellow. I would say more than orange. And this is Pyramid Books, again, a publisher that I like for paperbacks, and again they lasted quite well. This is it's not brown, it's fairly whitish. More cream color. I don't think it ever was bright white. Let me see here. This was published in 1964. It could be a true first edition. I don't think it came out anywhere else, but as you can see, there is a sticker, 2 and 6pence, that was put on for the English market or the British market. I think is it a fix-up novel? I'm not sure if it's a fix-up novel or not off the top of my head, because I was writing down and just confirming the artists, and I know some of them. I think this one is the next one. This is Jack Williamson, and this is one of the smaller publications of sort of books, ace, as in ace doubles, and they were a bit smaller size for the most part, and this would have been part of an ace double. I'm not sure which one was the other side, but that's an Ed Eschmiller cover again, and this one is a fix-up novel by Jack Williamson, a number of stories, and it could be actually part of a bit of a series as well. I don't quite remember. This is 1962. Parts of this novel, have appeared in different form in various periodicals, and are copyright 1951, 52, and 53 by Ballantine Books, and 1961 by Galaxy Publishing Corporation. So this may not have been part of an ace double. Oh, geez, I didn't do my research. I didn't do my homework before this. But again, a yellow stained text block. And, it says first book publication. So this is, as a fix-up novel. And it is a cool cover. The Trial of Terra. And we have another ace small book, and this is Murray Leinster. The World is Taboo. It's a variant title. This is its first book publication, but it is. I think it's been published under Pariah Planet as well, and that's a cool cover. And that is by Ed Valigursky, who I like his artwork. He's somebody that I just sort of put a name to a couple of years ago. And if I remember, I'll put a link to it. It's a paperback parade that was going around doing a few things of cover artists. And if you think of the Ace City by Clifford Simak, the one with the robot with the sort of strange shaped head, and with the sort of claw hand turning dials on a desk, sort of. That's him, and the shape of the head of the robot is almost like a signature piece for him, I think, anyway, because every time I see that kind of shape, I know that's him. I sometimes forget his name, but I know that's him. So there we go. And again, yellowish text block that's a bit aged. And yeah, there's foxing on the cover on this one, and the piece missing for some reason off the corner of that. This is 1961, and it's just basic. Is it 100 page? Yeah, it's just over 100 pages, 120 or so. So it's a very, very short novel. Now we continue on with Edmund Cooper. That's a really cool cover, but who's the artist? Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know who the artist is for this one, but it's a nice one. And it is Panther Books as well. Let's see here. There is a number 1511 at the heel of the spine. And again, a colored text block, but that's been tarnished a little bit. Or no, is it a color? No. This main, it's hard to tell. This could be a lightly stained yellow, but it is brown, so it's sort of faded in with the brown if it is. I'm tending to think it's not. This is a collection of short stories, and this was published by Panther Books in 1963, and the stories that are in it are Welcome Home, Death Watch, Piccadilly Interval, The Mouse That Roared, 1994, not 84, 1994. When the Saucers Came, The First Martian, The Lizard of Woz, W-O-Z, The Life and Death of Plunky Goo, Judgment Day, Vertical Hold, The Doomsday Story. Tomorrow Came. Just a cool cover. Panther Books. Now, we can't go without having a Richard Powers cover. Caviar by it's a collection by Theodore Sturgeon, and again it's let's see here. This is this is a Ballantine, and again a 3 6 sticker over top the American price. Now, this was published in 1955 originally. This is a second printing from 1962. First printing, as I say, was 1955, Ballantine. And the stories in here are Bright Segment, Microcosmic God, which is one of his bigger ones, Ghost of a Chance, Prodigy, Medusa, Blabbermouth, Shadow on the Wall, and Twink. All those are quite well known by Theodore Sturgeon. And again, like they always put, Ballantine always put stuff on the back. It looks like there's some fading, yeah. There's some fading around the edges there. And this definitely had an orange stain to it around the edge. Numbered, will that focus? F562. Yeah, it doesn't want to focus, does it? Oh well. Now we finish up with, oh, what happened there? We finish up with 3 Clifford Simak books, who I don't know who did the cover. Now these are British editions. This is Night of the Pudley. I'm putting them in the wrong order here for edition-wise. But it's All the Traps of Earth, and it's a selection of stories from the All the Traps of Earth. And this is New English Library. and doesn't have, doesn't, see, sometimes it's hard to tell. There could be a very light, but I don't think there's any staining on it. There is a remainder mark on it, so it has been remaindered. And this is a reissue of the Foursquare edition. Originally 64 and then 65, and then this is 1968. And it's got Night of the Pudley, Crying Jag, Installment Plan, Condition of Employment, and Project Mastodon, which was later more or less expanded into Macedonia. Now, this is the other one. This is the Foursquare one, so this is an earlier edition. Really cool artwork on that, but again, I don't know who did the artwork. And so it goes around. That's similar. See, I think there's different stories in these. I think there's a different story. No, it's the same. It's the same lineup. And this is the reprint edition from 1965 of Night of the Pudley. So again, it has Night of the Pudley, Crying Jag, Installment Plan, Condition of Employment, and Project Mastodon. And as I say, 1965. And then we go to, I guess it is my favorite of his. This is the New English Library edition of City. When I first got this, I did not like the artwork, and I really scratched my head. But the more I look at it, I kind of like it, I think. Yeah, I do like it's different. It's abstract, but I kind of like it. I think I do. I'm sort of convincing myself, but I do. I think it's kind of cool. And this here is a bit of a. It's stated that it has an introduction in this by Tom Boardman Jr. I'll show you that in a second. Let me see here. This is, as I say, New English Library, Foursquare. Sorry, Foursquare. Did I say English Library? Foursquare edition, 1965. And here's the introduction. Not much of an introduction, I would say. But this has the 8 tales. It doesn't have, obviously, the epilogue in it that was published in 1971 or 71 2 in the John W. Campbell Memorial collection. So yeah, so there you go. There's original price $3 and $6, and yeah, so that's the next 10, and we'll go on. And I'll see. I'll give a link to Ed Valigursky, I think it is. A little video. It just goes. It was somebody that I had sort of put a name at that point when I did the video to the artwork. But anyway, I'll see you next time in a couple days for number 5. Thank you, BookTube.